Welcome into Hawk Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Alongside Chris Morales, I'm Gabe Susting. So the Harborough get a 3-1 win here back in McKeon Park against the Wareham Gaming Crews, who had seemed to have their number for the most part of the season. They were 3-0 coming into today, but now 3-1 against the Harborough. Big day for Hyannis, as well as Bourne losing as well, so at least a 4-game lead over the rest of the members in the Western Division. Offense wasn't big today, only 4 hits, but got 3 runs. One of them off the David Martinelli home run. A little bit offensively challenged, but the Harborough got it, Chris.
Yeah, when you talk about the pitching staff for Wareham, obviously the Harborough had seen Bailey Clark 2 different times, and he shut down Hyannis in both of his starts. Today, it was a different pitcher, and for the most part, Wareham did their part defensively, pitching-wise, but the Harborough only 4 hits, but they were timely hits. David Martinelli coming through with that solo shot, a no-doubter over the right center field wall to make the score 2-1 at that point, and then Justin Arrington really sealing things off with an insurance run later on in the game to score the 3rd and final run for Hyannis. Only 4 hits today, and on the opposite side of things for Wareham, 11 hits, but they were only able to mount 1 run as they left 10 different base runners stranded. The pitching was really impressive from Hyannis all day today.
Pitching was definitely great. When you talk about Michael King, possibly his last start here for the team, did pretty well in his final start here. Got a little bit of trouble, but then Dakota Hudson came in, really helped him out in that game, and he was really what sealed this game, and he caught up with Sammy O'Brien after the game.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm here with today's Hawk Talk player of the game, Dakota Hudson. Dakota, you went 3+ innings of relief work here. Harbor Hawks get the win 3-1 over Wareham. First win over Wareham on the season. How'd you feel on the bump today?
I felt pretty good. I mean, I had a lot of defense behind me, so whenever you have that, I mean, just throw strikes and you really don't have to worry about anything. So.
Yeah, Tiberi and Errol backing you up there. A couple of guys down south with you at Mississippi State. At school, you throw mostly relief. You got a few starts here to start the season, but now you're back in the bullpen. What has Gassman told you about your situation here on Cape Cod?
I'm just here to compete, honestly. Every time I get out there on the mound, it's just another time for me to get out there and show what I got. So being able to pitch more and having appearances in different situations just shows that I can be have a little bit more variety in how I throw. So,
do you prefer one over the other, starting or relief?
Honestly, I mean, it doesn't matter. Being out there, I get the same feeling every time I touch the bump, so it's all good.
Same mindset heading into both. I'm not sure if you guys knew, but you were 0-3 against Wareham this season so far. What's it like to get the first win, and you were pitching against a teammate over there in Zach Houston from Mississippi State?
Yeah, just getting the first one out of the way. I mean, they've kind of been the team that we've struggled with and had a tough time with. But, yeah, getting to pitch against Zach Houston, I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, he's going to do great next year, and I mean, he's doing great here. So.
And then I got to ask, Ron Polk, kind of a legend here around Cape Cod as he is back at Mississippi State. Your stadium is named after him. What were you thinking when you were coming here and Ron Polk was going to be one of your coaches?
Honestly, I've heard a lot about him, but I mean, he's just a great guy. I mean, I expected a little bit more intensity, and he's a great coach. I mean, he's a really good players coach, so it's a lot of fun to play for him. So
those hour-long Polk talks isn't intense for you?
No, we have a video review back in Mississippi State with Coach Cohen, so I'm kind of used to it.
All right, thanks, Dakota. Hawk Talk player of the game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sammy. So now the Harborough move to 16-10 on the season. As we mentioned, still first in the Western Division, Chris, but a huge test coming tomorrow against the very same Bourne Braves that lost today here in McKeon Park, the only team that they have not yet to beat.
Yeah, so far the Harborough have defeated every other team in the Cape Cod Baseball League at least once except for the Bourne Braves. When you talk about a home stretch the way that the Harborough are playing, so far in Game 1 they passed their test, they took down Wareham. Now if you can take down Bourne in tomorrow's game, who still currently sit at 2nd place in the Western Division, you increase your lead in the West that much more to potentially 5 games after tomorrow night's ball game is over. And when you consider the ball game that comes after tomorrow's game against Bourne, it's against the Orleans Firebirds, who are undoubtedly the top team in the Cape Cod Baseball League. They also lost today in a shutout 5-0 victory to the YD Red Sox. So when you talk about implications and a playoff push towards later on in the summer, the Harborough find themselves in pretty good standing in the West. They have a solid 4-game lead as of right now tonight after defeating the Wareham Gatemen. Tomorrow's going to be a huge game against the Bourne Braves, no doubt, but it's going to really set up where the Harborough fall in their playoff push later on this summer.
It will definitely be 2 huge games, as we mentioned, one here against Bourne, and then against Orleans. We had that one game where it was a kind of a poor day to play baseball. It was a pretty
was
weathery
awful.
day.
It was raining everywhere.
It was a bad day
Wind
there.
everywhere.
So the
Mist
Orleans
everywhere. Bye.
Hyannis will take on Bourne tomorrow here at McKeon Park at 6. We hope to see you there. From Chris Morales, I'm Gabe
Bye.
Sustic. Good night.